Hi, this is Garfield's Doc, and in today's video, I'll be breaking down some common myths that's usually associated with ranked in Rainbow Six Siege. So I started playing Siege probably 5 years ago. My first ever ranked season was in Red Crow. I started playing the season before back in casual. I was playing on console, and leading up to that, I reached Diamond within like a few seasons, and I was getting champion every season when it came out. And then after that, I finally decided to make the switch to PC, and I've been on PC for about a year now, and I finally hit champion on PC last season. I personally don't think this is true at all, because even though console and PC has different playstyles and the gameplay is just completely different, because, PC, they're on M&K, basically everybody can aim, so you kind of have to use more of your brain power in higher elo, but I definitely don't think that's true. I don't think if you're console champion and you switch over to PC, you're not going to be a silver. For me, my very first season on PC, I was Plat 1. I struggled a lot with my mechanics. You might pick up your mechanics right away, and if you mix that with your brain power, you're going to thrive in ranked. You're definitely going to see Diamond and Champion every season. So that is completely wrong. People are so stupid when they think that. Console players are not stupid at all. There is quite a bit of stupid people on console that use M&K, Cronus Maxes, any third-party devices, but console players that use a controller like I did, they are not stupid. So that is definitely debunked. That's a myth. That literally comes from PC players who've been on PC for since Siege just came out, and they've been silver ever since. That's what I noticed that analogy comes from. To be honest, KD doesn't really matter to a point. What I see happening a lot is golds and silvers will have a very high KD, but they'll be gold. So basically what that means is they bait for kills, and they're just not doing anything for the team. I would suggest anything below a 0.9, 0.8, then you're getting into the range where you need to really analyze what you're doing. Especially like below 0.8, I would say, is where you need to analyze what you're doing wrong, and if you're putting yourself in bad situations and gunfights. But if you see like a champ player with a 0.9, that is very reasonable, because what happens in champ elo is there's a lot of refrag value, and basically what a refrag value is a one-for-one trade. You see it a lot in Pro League. For example, you see like one attacker will kill a defender, and then the defender will have his teammate behind him or getting like a cross angle and just getting a refrag. So to a sense, KD doesn't matter, but it kind of does a little bit too, because you see people with oversaturated KDs like I just explained, and then you have people with like very below average KDs. But I would say if you're holding like a 0.9 and above, you should be just fine. But in the lower elo, I would say that KD is definitely doesn't matter. A lot of you guys care too much about KD, and that's hindering your gameplay. If you're going through a match thinking about your KD and how you can raise it, and you're baiting for kills, and you're not trying to defuse the bomb when you're the last one alive, then you need to really readjust how you're playing, because you're going to stay in that gold silver range, and you're never going to rank up and play better. I don't think ranked really defines skill, because like it's just a rank in a game. The way that Siege is in its current state is if you solo queue, you're probably going to be hard struck Plat 2 at the most, Plat 1, might even hit Diamond. But you take those solo queue players and you put them in a 5-man atmosphere, and if they learn how to play in a team atmosphere, they can easily get Diamond or Champ. So that's what I'm seeing, especially with plus 25 elo, like minimum. You used to be able to gain like 3 elo until they added that in. So for example, I'm on PC right now, and if I'm champion and then Bolo's champion, or like Spoit's champion, you can't really compare me to Spoit or Bolo, because they're way better players than me, but I'm in the same ranking. So I just think that ranking is just more based upon like who can get in a 5-man, and then like, if you get in a 5-man, it's all about how you can coordinate in that 5-man. So I would say the only way that rank really defines skill is if you're copper or if you're diamond or champ. Besides that, like I don't see that many boosted diamonds and champs anymore, compared to like what I used to see in year 1, where people used to get 4 coppers and then they used to boost. But I'm still seeing like unranked boosting, so it really varies. You can go on R6 tab actually and see who's people queued with, and their rankings. And I even did a video, I was solo queuing, and I was facing a diamond who's a diamond every season, queuing with silvers, trying to boost his rank. I don't think Siege is dying. I just think we're at a little bit of a crossroads right now. There's a lot of issues with cheating, and then on console you have M&Kers and Zim users, and the player experience is definitely different from what I've seen from year 1 and year 2. Speaking from a console stand wise, because I never played PC until year 5. But I feel like Siege is just at a crossroads, and they're figuring stuff out a little bit, but I don't think Siege will die. I think Siege is kind of like CSGO, and even though we have cheaters and all of that, like, we have a really loyal fan base. But I feel like, you know, maximizing, focusing on the cheaters and all that, that is a good step. Especially like fixing like minor things like sound bugs. It's just something we've seen repetitive over and over. But I have high hopes for Siege. We just gotta own up to like our mistakes, and especially as a community, because the community is a huge problem with our like game. You know, it's very hard to get into this game, especially as a casual player. A lot of toxic people in the community, so Siege needs to really do to maximize, you know, the player potential and longevity is really focus back on our ranked community and casual community. But when it comes down to our casual community, you want to try to convert them into more like ranked players, and just maximize the replayability, because I know casual can get a little boring. It's either that or they just start adding in better casual modes, and maybe like a team deathmatch, something to just keep the casual players engaged. I really think that Siege should bring back some type of not bring back, but just get a better battle pass. I try to like look at it like Rocket League. If you watch Rocket League or play Rocket League, you'll know that they have really good cosmetics. They have grind potential. The battle pass is really good. You get past like the highest tier, and then you get rare and rare items for playing. So we just have no grind factor in Siege, and I think that's our biggest issue right now for the casual community. Another thing when it comes down to the casual community, it's hard for them to learn how to get better. With Rocket League, you have training packs, for example, and these training packs put you in all types of situations. Like with air dribbles and just your mechanics, and it helps you and it teaches you how to improve. It's going to take some time, but it's a grind factor, and it puts you in the right direction. With Siege, we have something like situations and terrace hunt, and that is it, or training grounds, whatever they call it. And I think what Siege needs to implement is some type of community training grounds where the community can set up their own types of maps on PC, and they can even on console, that would actually be good. And they can make their own training packs, and you know, you can put text on the screen and, you know, show you how to, like, you know, why you're placing thermite charges, or how you should put reinforcements down, or how and where you should put impacts. And even take like pro league games, take an example from pro league games, and explain why they're doing certain stuff. This type of stuff would be really good for the casual community and even the ranked community, because you're learning more about the game instead of like training grounds in situations where you're kind of thrown in and you're shooting some bots, and it's not really enjoyable. Like even then, like, there should be sliders in terrace hunt where you can put it on headshot only mode, or you can, you know, put no C4s, no stun grenades, or, you know, you can put the difficulty like higher and higher, or you can choose like what type of weapons you're using, or even like a gun rack, for example, where you go up to like a aim labs type of situation inside Siege, and you can practice recoil control and figure out your sensitivity. Like, stuff like this is something that Siege really needs, and it's something that we need for longevity of the game. Because I know for me, getting into the game as a casual player, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, watch a lot of Icy Cat videos, Dangleberries, early Coconut Bra, even like Braction's videos back in year like 3, 4, something like that. Like, just watching that type of content was really good, but for a lot of casual community, that's a lot to take in. It's very hard to get into a game like Siege and try to master everything, because it's so much grind that you have to put into the game, and a lot of players don't know if that's worth it or not. I really enjoy Siege because the grind that it takes, and like it's an FPS shooter, but you have to use your brain with your utility and team communication, and it's just such an amazing game. But like, it's just little things that really hinder the overall gaming experience. I personally don't think Siege should go free to play. Don't get me wrong, it would be cool in the future, because you've seen, for example, another big example is Rocket League. Their player base doubled or tripled or something, and they have a really strong community. But it's a little bit easier to have an anti-cheat for a game like Rocket League, and it's a little bit harder to code cheats for a game like Rocket League. Like, it's a bunch of cars flying, so it's very hard to do that. But so like a game like Siege, where it's an FPS, it's a little bit easier. And I think we're running on a very old like Assassin's Creed 2000 like 14, 15 engine, so it's very simple to, you know, get cheats. So for the time being, until they figure something out with the cheating situation, I definitely don't think the game should go free to play. Like, they have enough issues with smurfing and, you know, people getting new accounts, and yeah, no, I don't think they should. I feel like when it comes down to the cheaters in Siege, what Ubisoft should let us do, because they just added in match replay, which is absolutely amazing. Once they add Z pings in the match replay, because I don't think there's Z pings in the match replay because it's in early stages in beta. What they should do long term is they should allow the community to go back in match replay. If they see something such, you should be able to report a player, grab the clip, grab the examples, and then like that should be sent off to Ubisoft, or they should, you know, just hire more support workers or something that can look at it, and then they can build up a case and easily and quickly start banning people, like, more simply. They should start banning people a little bit easier just from this. It's something that I saw on Twitter, and it's definitely a good idea. This was Garfield's Doc. If you guys made it to the very end of the video, I just want to say a big thank you, and let me know your thoughts and opinions on today's video. Also, the topics I was talking about, let me also know your thoughts and opinions. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. But besides that, thank you so much for watching the video and making it to the end. You're the best.